Hey guys, here I'm Janra Singh with today's history lesson 1 for class 8. So let's start. So basically history is divided into 3 periods: ancient, medieval and modern. In this lesson we are going to talk about modern age. So the features of modern age are industrialization, which means large scale production of goods using machines in factories. Now urbanization, which means the movement of people from villages to towns in search of better quality of life. Now, nationalism, which means strong feeling of love, pride and honor for one's country. Now, what is democracy? So, democracy is the government by the people, which don't consist any monarchy. And socialism. So, socialism is a system where a state tries to ensure equitable wealth for everyone, means equal distribution. Now, exploration. So, exploration means search for new lands and sea routes, which means search for new places as well. Now, we have a current example like Elon Musk's company is searching for life on Mars. Now, scientific and technological progress. So it means new discoveries and inventions that revolutionized human life. And we have an example, AI, artificial intelligence as well. Now let's know about the next, humanism. So humanism is a concern for welfare and dignity values of humanity. Now, Renaissance. So Renaissance was started in 14th century in Italy and lasted till 17th century, which means rebirth to the thinkers of that period. For example, scientific method of inquiry. Now, Industrial Revolution. So it was started in Britain around 1750, which means an economic revolution which completely changed the way people lived, and simply means the time period when the products became more faster, growing at a fraction of cost using machines. But it also brought colonialism to different parts of the world, which means acquiring other countries as colony. Now, the American and French Revolution. So the American and French Revolution started in 1789 and ended till 1799, which took the ideals of liberty, equality and fraternity and adopted and changed the life of millions of people across the world. And they also inspired many countries to rebel against the domination and fight for the freedom and democracy. Now, nationalism. So nationalism, as I said, means a strong feeling of love, pride, honor and loyalty that people have for their country. But in India, it inspired in the late 19th century. Still, this growing sense of nationalism led to the nationalist movement eventual freedom. Now, India in the modern world. So, after the death of Aurangzeb in 1707, the Mughal Empire started decline rapidly. Now there was no more powerful ruler, and now the new kingdoms established were the Maratha and the Sikh. Now, and hence the ruler of Hyderabad, Awadh, Karnataka and Bengal ruled independently over their provinces. But these powers constantly fought for their supremacy, that I'm the best. But this led to the merchant from Europe establishing their company powers in India. This was the impact of the 200 years British rule. Now, the sources of information of modern Indian history. So there are 2 types of sources of information. Primary sources of information, which means original or created at the time of the event by the people who were the witness of the event. Now, the examples are artifacts from archaeological sites, coins, monuments, inscriptions, travelogues, and autobiographies. The all primary sources for modern Indian history are government reports, magazines and films, diaries, newspapers, maps, etc. Secondary sources of information. Now, the secondary sources of information are those which are second-hand accounts of primary sources and usually collected and put together. Examples are book biographies, magazines, newspapers, and movies. Books, newspapers, and magazines. Well, printing press was already made in 15th century in Germany, but it came to India in the late 18th century, which resulted in a mass printing of books, newspapers, and magazines, and also gave us information about the historical events and religious cultures. Now, Max Muller, who have never been to India, wrote about the Vedas, yes, the Indian philosophy. So how? Basically by reading these books and newspapers, magazines. Now, historical building. So it's Victoria Memorial, which is made around 1906 to 1921 in remembering Queen Victoria, who died in January 1901. Now, Gateway of India, which was made for welcoming the Queen Mary and King George first visit to Bombay in 1911. These are some of the monuments which is made by the Britishers around the rule of 200 years. Thank you for watching this video.